to elementary, Mondays at 6. And for a few of the summer months, we've taken a little break trying to coordinate guests to come on. However, today, and I'm so excited to have her on the show again. How's your Monday going so far?
Hi, Jack.
There you are in your office.
In my car office, yes, for sure. It's always my second home is the car. How are you?
I'm good. I miss you. I haven't seen you
I miss
in a little
you.
bit.
I know. It's true. We just had so much fun together in Toronto, didn't we?
We did. We make the best of every situation.
Well,
don't we?
Yes, we try and make everything as fun as possible. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And we always get some real interesting situations to deal with along the way.
Those are the memories, right? The memories you make.
This is true.
Yeah. So what you've been up to?
How are you finding the market? Slow?
The market is, the Toronto market is very finicky, and I think I don't know what's going on with it. Typically condos, are taking a bit longer, but I feel like the Toronto market is very finicky compared to some other areas. Like some other areas, there's still a bit movement, a lot more.
Right.
But I mean, the interest rates are at an all-time high, and I can see why some people are a little, I think they haven't caught up with the market yet, right? They're still kind of like looking at this interest rate. They're a little scared. They don't know if it's going to go up yet again. So I think there's a little bit of fear-mongering because all of the stuff that I'm hearing is all gloom and doom, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's the best market to buy, though. Like, for me, like, this is a market where you can kind of haggle a bit or finagle a price, right?
It's not a seller's market for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a little more balanced.
In Brampton, a lot of things I've noticed are sitting longer, and more extensions are happening, and things that used to be gone in a week or two are definitely going into the 2-month period. And the inventory in Brampton anyway that I'm seeing seems to be just sitting there 45 days, and nothing seems to be really moving.
Yeah. So for example, that condo that I have, right, that's still available. And it's a great condo, like the view. I mean, you've seen it yourself. You staged it. You made it look even prettier. But, when I look at that condo, I think, okay, I can see how, a family or a couple or professional, even a student could find their way and live in it, right?
Right.
And I mean, let's set the price aside for a second. But I'm also seeing another condo in the same building. It's actually owned by a realtor. And she keeps reducing. And she kind of went on the spree to reduce. But her condo's not selling. So that tells me, like, it's
a weird market.
It's just a weird market because, I'm thinking, okay, well, if hers sold, then I'd be looking at mine going, okay.
Yeah.
But even hers, which is, she's reduced the price so much over a period of time,
right?
And it hasn't sold, and she's been sitting longer than I have. So, so I mean,
well, I've been jumping, like I said, this last couple of weeks. I've been Brampton, Toronto, Ancaster, and they all seem to be in the same predicament, and that's just kind of sitting there. Not very many showings happening, open houses with not very many people coming through. So, it is a weird market. And then we got that thing on the news the other day saying there was a major market crash, cottage country. So it's like, it's hard to feel right now whether we're going into the fall in a good market, a slow market, if it's going to pick back up. Not really sure.
And maybe this is me because I'm always optimistic, right? I mean, what else do you have going for you, right? And so I'm always like looking at, the glass half full, and I think to myself, the demand hasn't gone down, but people like this FOMO stuff is real. Let me tell you, like I don't fall for it, but there are so many people who the moment everyone starts buying, it's like, I need to buy too. And it's like, you're crazy. Like 2 months ago, this property was sitting, but 2 months later, someone's going to, as soon as someone starts looking, everyone's going to pay top dollar for, and start getting into bidding wars, which is crazy.
Well, I feel like there has to be a level of patience, but I don't really know for how long you be patient before you do like a price drop or that kind of thing in this market. Like, do you wait like a couple months and see if it picks up? Do you jump to a price drop right away to kind of get it moving? Like I said, this market seems to be very, like, even a lot of times at night, one of my things I love to do is I like to go on houses for sale in Brampton and just see what's coming out on the market. And the inventory every day seems to be maybe one new house, maybe two, but everything else is stuff I've seen over the last 6 weeks. It's still there. It's still active, so for days on market, you don't know if they just keep taking it down and relisting it or if they're dropping their price. But like I said, the market right now, it just feels very stale.
Yeah. And it is, and it's not just in Brampton, it's not just in Toronto, it's everywhere really. Like, I mean, even like some of the other places I've been showing in Erin, some of those properties that I've shown have stayed on the market. And now that it's on the market for a while, now I'm showing it because it's like, okay, maybe they're a little more, you're a little more optimistic, hoping that, if you're showing it and it's already been on the market for longer than the normal. So when I list, I'm like totally on this pricing game, right? Like, it's funny because my broker thinks I'm a little cuckoo because I'm a little, very, I think I'll analyze, and I tend to analyze a lot, but only for, not for anything else, just because I want to see like what sort of wave it's going in and what I'm going to, so that I can plan accordingly, right? And not everything you can plan for, right? So, but I've been watching the market, especially where my Toronto condo is, and it's almost like the ones that were on the market prior to me showing up are still there. Like, it's not. So that tells me,
kind of stale.
That tells me there's a lot of, and I know what it is like. People are in this May mindset where they're thinking, hey, in May this market was crazy. Why can't I get the same price now? But I think, I know for sure, I think people are just scared. They're afraid to make these moves. They're thinking, hey, maybe I'll have another price hike. But what I say to people is get pre-approved, right? And then be ready to go so that, then you're ready. And work the numbers out. Like, if you get a good broker that does, like, really works the numbers for you and kind of shows you the difference, you'll be able to make a good choice. And also, maybe change your mindset about, hey, maybe, this freehold townhouse or this freehold property is not going to be on the list now. But, it's almost like going back to when your grandparents were buying or your parents were buying. And how they, and how they did it. They did it in steps. Nobody like, today I find like today's crowd, they want this now. It's all about now.
Everything's instant gratification, right? That's just what, even to be honest, even me, I'm not even from the generation my kids are from, but I mean, I'm getting to that point when my internet's lagging for a second. I have no patience. We're so used to everything coming to us so quickly. And I think too, being as a seller in this market, they're hearing stories of, months ago, people's stuff was gone in, 48 hours. They got top dollar. So-and-so had a bidding war. And that's just not what's happening right now. So I think that too, like, what's your prediction for the fall, Jacqueline? Are the sellers going to be going back up? Are they going to be coming back down?
I think the market's going to pick up. I think I definitely feel like this September they're saying they're not going to see an interest rate hike. Now the inflation numbers are not dropping as quick as we wanted to, but I definitely think, like, there's people still need a place to live, right?
Yeah,
People still need to live somewhere. Maybe, and listen, buying is not for everyone, right? Like if you have a rate and you have a year left, maybe that's not the right situation for you, right? Like you really have to analyze. I mean, I have a couple that were, talking to me about, selling, and it's not like I'm in the job to like talk them off selling, because that's not my job. But really, sometimes you have to do what's right for them, right? And kind of go through the situation to see, is this the right time for you? Should you be listing your property? What sort of rates do you have an appetite for? And what can you, afford, really?
I think too, a lot of things I'm hearing is, okay, so this is a good question for you. Is my actual neighbor was asking me this the other day. So you're seeing a lot of these houses 1.2, 1.3 listed, but they're not moving. So everyone's doing this, drop it down to 999, right?
And then get
so the question,
offers,
right? And try and get these offers. So the question was asked to me, and I was like, legally I don't have the 100% on this, but if someone comes in, okay, at 999 firm, okay, which is what you're asking, but deep down inside, not what you were ever planning on taking, is there any legal implications for you to have to take that offer?
So let me answer that, but I'll just go around in a little bit of a roundabout way before I get to the answer. Well, the short answer is no. But for some of you watching, they may not know my background, and I've got like my previous life, I used to negotiate collective agreements, right? So I used to do all these crazy negotiation sessions, and some of them are tough. Like I used to work with these crazy unions and all of this stuff. And I mean, I wouldn't call them crazy, but we would get into some tough sets, right? And in that scenario, if I were to walk away from the table and I put an offer and no one took it, I would say, or I recanted my offer or something to that effect, the same sort of scenario you're talking about.
Right.
We would call it bargaining in bad faith.
Okay.
In the real estate world, that doesn't exist.
Okay.
If somebody gives you a $999, you can say, well, no, I'm not taking I'm not taking that offer, right? This is kind of the only place that you can, do that. And it's the strangest situation, because people, like, I have colleagues that have worked with me, and they can't understand it, right? Because they were like, what do you mean, like, and I'm like, no, really, they don't have to take your offer, because they were like buying a property, and they're like, but I offered them what they wanted. And I'm like,
but that's not what they really want.
Yeah. And and then you have to tell them, like, it's like a little bit of mind reading here. Like, that's not what they wanted. If you look back at the pricing, and if you look at everything else, now for some people that works, because when you drop the price and you do this offer situation, it works because people come in.
Yeah.
And you do bring that traffic in.
You want the traffic, yeah.
Yeah. So you do bring the traffic in. And but the offer situation, let me tell you, I had another listing that you actually staged for me. And we had a difficult situation because we had a renter and we were trying, and I was trying my best. I was like being all nice. I mean, I don't know how many of you have staged a place with a renter, but Kerry and myself,
we've done it.
We've done it.
We've done for sure.
And then she let me take pictures with her stuff and mix with her stuff. So, I mean, sometimes we do what we got to do, right? But even in that situation, right, where we had a renter and she was really not kind of being available to show and the whole 9 yards, even in that situation, people were pretty much saying to me, and we wanted the offer date for a couple of reasons. We wanted what we wanted, but we also wanted the offer date so that we didn't inconvenience the renter.
Right.
And that was kind of the major thing. Let's just kind of get this as many showings as we can. Let's get the offer day. Let's not inconvenience. Yeah, so that was the play. But, some people were pretty much saying, hey, if your offer doesn't work out with that guy, because I got like quite a few people that were very interested, and they all gave me offers individually. But they were just so scared because they didn't want to compete with someone else, right? They really didn't want to compete. And so I think there are, in some areas, they're still seeing a pocket where they're having 2 or 3 different offers. I had a showing the other day. It was a nice property, but even the realtor it was her own property, and she called me. She's like, oh, do you have like an offer? And I'm like, she's not ready to put an offer today, but I'm sure you'll get an offer. But, she was trying to get as many, right? Yeah. And I totally get it, because when you're listed below what you want, you just have to run the numbers. So for those of you on watching, I dropped a link. And the reason I dropped the link is I wanted to talk about what Kerry does. And so tell them what you do, Kerry.
Well, I do home staging. I prepare all of these homes and condos and townhouses all over the place to hopefully get them sold as quick as possible.
Perfect. And she does a fabulous job, I must add, right? She does a fabulous job. She is so flexible, at least with me. She's such a sweetheart. She's so good with my clients, and don't steal her away from me, because I know the moment you get her very busy, I'll have less of her time. But
I would never leave you.
No, I know. You're genuinely like amazing. And I love working with you. We have so much fun together.
I love working with you. We do have a lot of fun. And I think that too really helps a bad situation just be so much easier when everybody kind of connects, and you're a good team, and you just kind of laugh things off and just move on and get it done. That's really what it's all about. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is we're there to help them in every facet to get the most for their property. And, sometimes they like to throw us some curveballs and some roadblocks, but, at the end of the day, that's what our goal is to get it sold for the most that we can, get it look amazing. And, it's inconvenient to some, to some people. I understand that, but the end goal is the same, is just to get the most for your place, right?
Yeah. And, we've had a few where we've done, and the reason why I dropped the link is I wanted you guys to see this cute little condo that, it is a really nice condo. Yeah. And, but Kerry did such a fabulous job. It's so pretty. I was actually taking pictures in the condo the other day, because I'm like, I'm here for an open house, and a few people came. So I'm like, well, I have all this downtime, right? And I have all this pretty furniture. So why can't I just take a few pictures?
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I think I saw the one with the Yeah.
I was like,
me and my sparkle. I love artwork with sparkle. I'm known for it. It just does something. It takes any place and just gives it something that sparkles. Right?
Yeah.
It does for sure. It does for sure.
So, no, absolutely. So I wanted to share that listing with you, just in case, if you're planning to stage your home, or if you're a realtor and you want to stage someone else's, give Kerry a call. She's pretty flexible. She'll as much as sometimes we love to plan, sometimes we just like to fly by the seat of our pants,
And sometimes it works out even better that way, right?
Yeah. Sometimes my clients will be like, I'm thinking of listing. Well, how soon can you get it on the market? Well, what about like tomorrow? Okay. That would work. Totally.
Kerry, I'm on my way. Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then she fits me into her schedule. Like if she's doing a stage somewhere else, she'll kind of, fit me into her schedule.
I'll be like, guys, Jacqueline called. Gotta go. And I
just So you've been noticing a little bit of a little lull in the market too. Yeah.
For sure. It's not just you.
Staying a little longer.
Yeah. Inventory sitting a little bit longer. Before, I think we were faced with not enough inventory. Now maybe a little bit too much, or just not the right kind. I'm not sure.
I think it's summer, and summer tends to be, I tend to be a little busy with buyers in the summer. because people have time off and they have kids,
Right.
and
Right.
I deal with that demographic quite a bit. But this summer, I think people are like, been away, or I don't know, it's like they haven't been able to travel for a long time and everyone's going
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. Yeah, I can see it. But then there's also those people who want to move over summer and be placed for the kids starting school in September. So you have both, right? You have the people who vacation, and then the winter months when it's boring, that's when they decide that it's time to move, right? Where for me, I never, like, Christmas is my thing. Like, I would never move it in December. Like, that just wouldn't happen.
Insanity. Insanity.
Oh, no. A year without Christmas decorating would be torture for me. Yeah, no, definitely not.
I had one client who absolutely wanted her place before Christmas. And, the closest we could get to it was on like the 23rd or something. Or, yeah, like it was close. It was like, oh my God. And I was like, okay, it's the 23rd. Are you really up to it? They're like, yep, I want to be in my new house for Christmas. And I'm like, okay.
They pulled it off. See, I would need at least a good solid week just to get all my decorating done before Christmas. And that would be rushing it even, right?
Yeah. So tell them what else you do other than staging. You design and you do Christmas stuff.
I help people. Well, at Christmas, yes, the offices I do decorate for the holidays. It actually all started too. I started doing my planters at my house, which turned into my neighbors asking me to do their planters, which turned into my girlfriends. And before I knew it, people were calling me to turn their fall dead moms into gorgeous Christmas baskets. So that kind of became my thing last year, which was kind of funny because I never thought I would be out in minus 30 cutting mums and decorating baskets. But you know what? It is fun to take something so dead and turn it into like something amazing for Christmas. So I did start doing that, and again, decorating offices for the holidays. I do come in and help people with design. A lot of people have a bunch of stuff. They don't either know how to place it, where to put it, what to match it with. I do that as well. But staging kind of is my main thing. I think as we talked about earlier, the whole instant gratification thing, I just love being able to take a space and within an hour and a half, see it change. It's not something I have to wait a month or 2 months for. It's something I can do in an hour and a half. And I always say to everybody that comes and works with me, guys, when we leave, I ask movers, I ask everybody, do you feel we made a major difference? And they all say yes. And I'm like, as long as we feel that way, we know we've done our job. So I love seeing something like an hour and a half previous, and then when I walk out the door and I'm like, you know what? I'm confident that this is going to sell. So that's really where my passion is. But I do dabble kind of everywhere, and you never know what people are going to pull me into next. Yeah. So, I've even started with a couple clients have taken me to pick couches with them. So you just, because some people really have a hard time with even picking a couch. Or like I said, where's the couch going to go? Yeah. And I say, well, have you guys thought about floating a couch? And they look at me like I have 10 heads, like floating a couch. I don't even know what floating a couch is. So, sometimes things that we know or we, other people, they just have a really hard time with it. So again, I dabble in that a little bit too.
Yeah. And for me, as a realtor, I offer the staging as part of my service. I feel like, it's a done for you service, right? And so done for you means I want to do it for you. I don't want you to worry about it. I want to help you get ready for it. I want to send in an organizer and give you some time with them. And a lot of people don't understand that all of the services are paid up front, right? You pay someone to go in and help out. And so obviously I'm looking to sell your house when I do that. And I want to make sure your life is easy when I do it. Right. And plus I need to bring in some help to tell you, hey, this has got to go.
Well, I think that by doing things the way you do them, Jacqueline, is what you're showing people is they're committed to selling their home, but by you sending in cleaners or people to help them organize or staging, it's showing on your end that you're just as committed on your side as they are. So it makes like the leveling feel, some people might think, oh, real estate agents, they just care about the sale, and it's like not necessarily, because there's a lot of work that goes into that sale. But I feel like when you put in all that effort up front, it levels the playing field, and people feel like you actually really do care and you're going that extra mile to help them.
Yeah, when people plan to use you, it doesn't matter what fee you're charging. Like, I don't mean it doesn't matter. It does matter, because money is like, for most people, it's the first thing. But when they're done with it and they go through the process and they realize how easy, and I say we, and the reason why I say we is because I can't take the credit. I can, bring in the help. I can bring in the great people. But you guys make my life just as easy, because with whoever I send in with it, it's a cleaner, whether it's you coming in with, your troops and setting us up and, making the place look good. And whether it's a cleaner who does a really good job cleaning the place, and it's one less thing for.
It takes a mini village, right?
Yeah, it does. And as a single agent, like when I say single agent, I'm not part of a team.
That's right.
And I don't want any of you to think I'm not a team player. I have a team. It's just a different team.
It's just you're not part of a team. You're your own singular entity.
Yes, and Kerry's part of my team, and my cleaners are part of my team, and the photographer's part of my team. And,
everybody works together.
Artifact Digital that does all my, digital stuff online and does my pretty little picture, whatever brochure things. They're part of my team, because I just want to use the best, right? The best professionals that I can use to enhance the service I offer to my. And yes, and I want to sell your home at the end of the day, right? For the best price. I'm very competitive. As much as I say I'm not, my husband tells me, who are you kidding? You're very, I want to get the person that best price they can possibly get. And I want them to be happy. I want the process to be, smooth, and them not have to worry about anything. And their deal to close. I mean, you can get the most money, but if that deal doesn't close and your property doesn't appraise, you got a whole different problem.
That's right, a whole new set of problems, for sure. Well, Jacqueline, as usual, it was so nice catching up.
So for those of you watching, Monday evenings at 6, I do a show called Elementary. And so Kerry's been on my show a couple of times, and she does a fabulous job. I'm not kidding. You got to check out that the link I dropped for the listing. You'll see it yourself. And if you do need someone to help you stage, design, decorate, get some ideas, buy a couch. Give her a shout.
Buy a couch. That's right.
Buy a couch. And for all of you who spent some time watching, I really, we really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
So thanks. And until next time, tell everybody how they can reach you.
KP Staging and Design. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. You can Google me, or you can call me.
Perfect.
Any of those ways, you should be able to find me.
Or you can go to my list of people and you'll find her. Anyways,
there you go.
Perfect. Thanks, Kerry. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me again, Jacqueline.
Take care. Bye.